Welcome back again to Marvel Puzzle Quest with P.I. McLeod. And it's the second one on the same day. I don't do that too often, do I? To be quite fair, like, how often do streamers stream multiple different streams in the same day? I would think not often. Then again, I don't know. I kind of don't put as many hours in as some people, I don't think. Anyways, jobs and families and everything. Anyways, okay, moving on. We finished we finished Welcome to S.H.I.E.L.D. for She-Hulk. We finished the puzzle gauntlet, and did you see that's coming up? We get to take another crack at him? At Gore. Boss mode. This just popped up, and let's just see if there's any clues in here. Wages an undying crusade against all gods who cunning mortal. Band together with your alliance to defeat the god and send powered up. BRB, Gamora, Loki, Star-Lord, Thor, Drax, blah 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 blah. Doesn't look like anyone's off limits. Doesn't say that you can't use anyone else. I don't know. Hopefully, I'm hearkening back to the whole Dark Avengers thing, and when they made us use Dark Avengers against a boss, but hopefully that's not how this is now. Doesn't look like it, but hey, we'll have to wait and see, right? Anyways, what are we really here for? Well, I only got not even 7 hours left on this. Do this Crash of the Titans, and tomorrow Chasm's supposed to be ready to pull, so we need every legendary token we can get. Going against Sam Wilson, basically four-star Captain America before we got Hammer Cap, 4-star the Flapton, as I like to call him. He was a much earlier 4-star to the game. Not one of the earliest, but definitely earlier than most. When he came to the game, he brought us a very unique tool. He was one of very few characters, and still kind of is actually, that has a mechanic that lets you lower the timer on a countdown tile. His blue is a passive, as you all know, or at least you should, that when you make a blue match, anyone on the team, doesn't matter if it's him or not, when you make a blue match, a friendly countdown gets reduced by 1. Just for matching a blue. Also, it strengthens a friendly protect, attack, or strike tile, I want to say. I could be wrong on some of that. I almost want to check for myself. But, matter of fact, I will. I want to make sure I get this right. What is it? 4-star, red, yellow, blue. Sam Wilson, blue. Yep. Oh yeah, so it strengthens a strike, attack, or projectile. If you put up to 5, it strengthens 2 of them. Anyways, the rest of it I pretty well know. So, let's go back to where we were. So yeah, that was a kind of a neat feature. The only one who could do it at the time, besides him, was the Hood, and you have to pay like 10 black, and it reduces the countdown or more countdowns, depending on how many you got out there, and does a little damage. But we're not talking about him. We're talking about Sam. That's a pretty nice feature. It's a nice passive in a game that didn't have a lot of passes at the time. But that's all he has or had, and his other 2 abilities are a little pricier. His yellow costs like anywhere like 8 to 10. It's a mid-range price. Let's not get into semantics. But what it does is it makes a protect tile out of every yellow basic tile on the board. Just they alternate protects, which is decent. It's kind of like Magneto's yellow, only it doesn't overwrite tiles. So you're going to get a bunch of protects, but it doesn't overwrite any. So in some regards, Magneto's is kind of better. But Sam's could give you more, could give you less, but they're always pretty strong. That's the good thing about him. And finally, his red is pretty darn strong, but it costs like 14. It does a base amount of damage, and then it adds damage for every friendly projectile on the board. So it packs a huge punch. There's no cap to it. It's one of those early good powers where there's no max, no cap to how strong it. I mean, technically, I guess it can get 64 tiles strong because there's 64 tiles that could be protects, but let's face it, if you get 14 red, you're probably just going to let it fly because you've waited a long time to get that out there. But truth be told, when he came out with these abilities, and no one was really like holding their breath and in awe and amazement because he had expensive powers. It was expensive even by those days' standards, and people ended up using him basically for the blue feature of him. If you used him for his protects, it was usually for some sort of long game, like putting 3-star Iron Man with you to try to speed up the red and the blue. Well, maybe not the blue, but speed up the red, and at the same time, maybe like 2-star Bullseye or Luke Cage or someone just to get extra protects on the board. 3-star Spider-Man. You get the point. It never really got that huge. Let's just call it what it is. It's a slow character. It's kind of like someone made Namor, useful. I'm sorry if you like Namor, good power to you, but he's slow and expensive, and so is Sam Wilson. Anyways, let's move on. Who are we going to fight him with? Nova. Almost completely the opposite. So Nova comes packed with an ability which was pretty unique at the time when he came out. So this move, I'm going to start right at the beginning. This red move, Takeoff. Create 3 black strike tiles, blah, 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 blah. While at least 1 black strike tile is on the board, this power becomes Rocket Man. So if you have a strike tile on the board, it's no longer Takeoff. If you have no black strike tiles out there, it's just Takeoff. But if you have at least 1, it becomes Rocket Man. So it sends the target airborne for 2 turns. When the enemy lands, they take damage. This power becomes Takeoff if at any point there are no friendly black strike tiles on the board. This is one of the earliest airborne abilities in the game. One of the earliest ones. And when it came out, people really didn't have an answer for it. If you knock someone airborne, there really isn't much you could do. There still isn't much you can do, but there are ways to get around it nowadays. You could always, the easiest way is really just to make someone not targetable. Like if they're invisible, you can't knock them airborne, right? Or if you just don't allow Nova to get the red. Simple enough, right? Or get rid of those black strikes. I'm looking at every single character we get nowadays that allows you to remove special tiles. There's tons of them. But let's just say you're playing Nova like we are gonna. That's 2 turns the enemy can't do anything. And they're going to take some decent damage, all for the cost of 6 red. It's pretty darn good. That's what Nova brought to the table. Nova gave us another option instead of stunning people. Gave us the option to send someone airborne, so you couldn't do anything to them, but they couldn't do anything to you. It was good stuff. Of course, you don't want to use it against Vulture, but I digress. Nova Blast is pretty nice. It's still pretty cheap, 7 yellow. Deals some damage to a target and create a, black strike tile for each ally still in the fight. Which means if you obviously if you're by yourself, you're not going to get really much out of it. But still, damage. And then finally, Danger Zone. Let's pump it up to 5 so you can see what it can do. If there are fewer than 5 friendly black strikes on the board, create 4 of them, and they're pretty strong. Otherwise, meaning if there's, 5 or more, you lose control, crashing the enemy, converting all the black strike tiles to basic tiles, and deal 13,000 damage. That sounds nice, but you lose all your strike tiles. And those strike tiles are pretty beefy. I put that one kind of down because I don't like losing my strike tiles. And so I don't plan on using it unless it's going to really take out the enemy. I like this. I like the strength of these. I like knocking them up in the air. I like the yellow, dealing decent damage and making a really strong tile when I can. This time around, if I were just trying to give you advice, if you had to get through this and you didn't know what you were doing, I'd say put the yellow at 3, put the black at 5. You could probably kick his butt already. I can't see Sam winning this fight unless you really let him have every yellow and every red, and then he yellowed and red and it hit you, and it would hurt, and it'd be the end, and that'd be sad. And now we're gonna go, and we're gonna fight him. Oh yeah, 1-on-1, which means go character effects on. That's right, we left them on from last time. which was, you know, She-Hulk's Welcome to S.H.I.E.L.D., in case you forgot. So, remember, Sam likes red and yellow and blue. He's not going to go for the black necessarily, so let's get the yellow and reds out of the way. We don't want him gunning for them. And yet, he still took 9 black. It's like they know. It may look like you want to go for this green match 4 right here, but you don't, because you're putting that red up, which means he can make that match 3 of red, and then that's his red. We don't want that. We want the red. If I move it to the left, that gives it to him again. So we need to get rid of it. But if I move this left, then this red up here is going to drop down 3 spaces. So we don't want to do any of that stuff. If anything, look what he does. If he matches this by moving it down, he's going to get what? Some green, some purple, some black, and a team up. Nothing he really cares about. Let him have it. In the meantime, if I move this, he'll get 1 red, and that's okay. Oh, shoot. It moved the match 4. My bad. It's okay. He got, like, what, 3 yellow out of it? And like I said earlier, it takes 9, so I was in a ballpark. I said between 8 and 10. It's going to take him a moment to get there. We want maybe this. He doesn't do anything with blue, so we don't have to worry about that. Of course, the red landed just for him. That's the hard thing about playing its computer. They kind of, I feel like they know what's happening when tiles are going to fall down. I've been told I'm superstitious about it, but just it happens so often. I'm saving this because I want to be able to hit him with this, making a black strike, and then have enough red to pop him up in the air. Okay? If I put it out now, sure, I got the strike to play with. I did the damage now, but if that strike gets matched away, well, doesn't matter anymore then, does it? I can't knock him airborne. I want more red. I want some red, period. Here we go. Okay, 2 more red AP. And, ooh, wow, you gave me all the red AP I needed. Thank you. Well, this is game. Okay, so now we're gonna Nova Blast him. Pew pew. Now I could just kill him with another Nova Blast, but let's look at the animations at least. Take off. Okay. Oh, that's right. I had no allies in the fight. I just realized that. I didn't make any strikes on ours. Hey, you know what? Let's see if we can get away with it. We'll match one of them. You can take those. I still have 1 black one left. And Rocket Man. There we go. We just want to see the animation, right? It's okay. We can match that away. And I don't know what that starry blast is supposed to be, like him landing on the ground. I've never understood why it makes that. But I guess what else are you going to do in a game that has very static, quote-unquote, animations? Anyways, that's my suggestion on how to get rid of them. Really, 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 really abuse Rocket Man. Get a black strike out there as quick as you can, and then send him up in the air. Simple. That's my thoughts on it. Obviously, of course, you could always boost your red or yellow or black AP to make things faster, or boost your match damage. But you shouldn't have too many problems with them. Sam works really, really slow. It takes him a while to get the AP he needs to get anything rolling, so you should be good. And that's that. That's Nova's Crash of the Titans. And, well, tomorrow is the day. We're going to go and get... He should show up in here. Chasm should be in here in the latest Legends. Gargantos will be there no longer. And we can go and see how many we can pull. All the while trying to wake from this waking nightmare. Oh. Get your alliance prepped. Get them ready. Get them on the horn. So we got a little less than a full day before it happens. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys real soon for the chasm pulls. Later, all.